I've always been a believer, and I have some crazy experiences. So I want to give others a chance to share theirs. So that's why I created Live Hangout and Interview. Interviewing some of the biggest names such as Brandon Crody, lead investigator of Paranormal in the Funhouse. From A&E's hit show Ghost Hunters, Rochelle Stratton. Pet medium paranormal author Rob Guttrell. And many, many more.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Minnesota Spirit Hunters Live Hangout and Interview. I'm with two of my team members, and I'm with Brandon Crody today. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves to Brandon and our viewers.
I'm Lisa. I'm the assistant lead investigator with the Minnesota Spirit Hunters.
I'm Calissa. I am a junior investigator and daughter of this one over here for Minnesota Spirit Hunters.
And I'm gonna try to get us all three in the camera there. Kind of. And I'm Marcus, lead investigator and CEO of Minnesota Spirit Hunters. First of all, we want to take the opportunity to say an absolute thank you to Brandon for all of the support he's given us over the past month or however long it's been. So very appreciated, and we'll continue to support you as you support us. So
of course, man, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me on as well.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you here. First of all, can you tell the viewers a little bit about Paranormal in the Funhouse?
Yeah, so Paranormal in the Funhouse, it's been 2 years it's been around, but for almost a year now, it's been a TV series. I started off as a professional gamer over as a Facebook partner. So I started doing, instead of gaming, decided to switch on over to doing some live streaming that was ghost hunting before we took it serious. Yeah. And it just hit off. We were known for the GoatMan Crybaby Bridge, just went viral here in Maryland. And after being noticed, we started taking it more seriously. And, you know, all of a sudden, Natalie Jones, CEO of Paraflix, before Paraflix was even out, she came across, started seeing our own little series we were doing, our lives and our own episodes. Then she picked us up. We became an exclusive show. And what Paranormal in the Funhouse is, it started off with just 3 people. Now it's up to 5. We go around state to state. We go to the most haunted locations. We take a science approach to things. We like to go and I put myself in the front lines. That's what I like doing. We'll take any place, anything that's haunted, exciting. We try to do new things and different things, man, than other shows. I don't like to be nonchalant. I want ours to be intriguing.
Absolutely.
And get it suspenseful and adrenaline rush. That's just short and sweet, though. It came from gaming, long way from gaming, from Microsoft to doing this. After my brother's death does weird things to people. So after his death took place, and that's what really got me back into this. I've been into it since I was a kid. I grew up in a haunted home. They actually did a story on it called The House of Evil. So it's always been in my blood, the paranormal. But from gaming to this, if it wasn't for Paraflix reaching out, we probably would have never took it this seriously and this far. So,
yeah. And since you mentioned the House of Evil, that was actually my next question for you. So the question I have written down, I was reading about your experience with the House of Evil. Sounds like a pretty traumatic experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. I've been trying to work my way back there now. Nobody lives there. I think there was only maybe, if I'm not mistaken, one other person lived there after us. I can't figure out who to get a hold of. I want to go there and do a documentary on it. Mm-hmm. Growing up in a place with anxiety attacks all the time, but always thinking it's anxiety. It isn't. It was something more, but I didn't know about it. Family tried to hide it. They didn't want to believe it. You know, everyone had different things happen to them. My grandmother was pinned down in the bed screaming for help, sleep paralysis left and right, hearing people in the attic, shadow figures, you name it. The guy that lived there was said to believe they killed his wife. They, you know, before we moved in, this guy was celebrating Halloween every day there. It was just a weird house.
Wow.
I would call the cops when I was a kid thinking it was breaking and entering. Dog was going crazy. There's so much. That's why I want to go back, because there was something dark there, and I would like to go back to my childhood home and see what was there, if it's still there, and why nobody lives there now.
Yeah. And this is in Maryland too, or?
Yeah, it's in Pasadena, Maryland. Apparently there's been a few hauntings in Pasadena. We actually did an investigation not far from the old house. So there's a lot of history there, a lot of UFO sightings, which is
Wow.
intriguing, because when I was a kid, I saw what I figured was the grays standing around my bed, and
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if I was dreaming or, you know, because I was like sedated. That's what it felt like. But I was
Wow.
super young. So, but now the people that can back up the claims is some of my family members, you know, but I think my father would still probably deny that it was a haunting. So, but
Right.
yeah.
Not really a believer.
Yeah, he's more like open-minded to it. My mom was a big believer. My grandmother is, and then Brian's no longer with us, but he actually experienced a lot staying there and living there in my room. My oldest, he's a believer, but he only stayed there for a week. I guess he was getting ready to go in the military at the time. He didn't experience anything, surprisingly. He was in the basement too, out of all places.
Wow. Wow. That's insane. So if you were able to get back in there, how do you think you're gonna go about like contacting anybody about it, or does somebody own the home, or?
It's funny, I keep seeing our name on there still, like if my father had it, but that's how long it's been since somebody lived in there. I did
Wow.
hear from a couple resources that live in that area, said somebody lived there before. Last time I looked, trees were overgrown on it and everything, and then they recently cut it. Somebody is there out probably to rent it or for sale. I just got to get a hold of them. I'm not sure how they would be about, like, you know, I mean, I'm not Zach Bagan, so I'm not gonna like buy it. You know,
Right.
if I had the funding, I would. So that's probably what they're gonna want. But I would
Yeah.
approach it as, let's see what this was, what started the paranormal in the beginning with my entire life. I got plagued with. Let's find out what it is, you know, and why it's there. I would just go in there. I would probably do not a series, but documentary on it. Definitely, that's what I want to do. If we can get a hold of them, that would be great. Or I would like to plug it in and do it somewhere in season 3 if I could.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason why there's no contact info for it. Nobody's living there or anything.
Yeah, it's real hard. It was on Mansion House Crossing in Pasadena, and like if you look it up, it will show on Google Maps that it looks like Jurassic Park because it's overgrown now. But there's so many nice homes, nice community, so it's just kind of like an eyesore. But you know, there's got to be reasons why they're not renting it and stuff like that. They just didn't want to talk about it. So we weren't crazy. I mean, if nobody's living there still,
right?
That was legit experiences. But I was super young. I think that's what really traumatized me with anxiety as well. So it's like panic attacks has been set in place for me my entire life because of that.
Yeah, understandable. So, Brandon, you really are a jack of all trades in the paranormal world. You're a paranormal investigator, director, own your own companies. With that being said, I would love to know about Paraflix. Basically, when I wrote this question, my assumption was that you owned Paraflix. Now that I know your story behind it, do you want to tell us the story of how you got on Paraflix?
Yeah, Paraflix is owned by the Natalie Jones and Nicholas. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I don't want to try to, but so Nicholas, Nicholas and Natalie came up with the idea of having the new Netflix of the paranormal. Like I said, I was one of the 4th teams that were signed as an exclusive show. I didn't know nothing about it. I was taking a gamble. I found out Patty Negri from Ghost Adventures was going to be our executive producer there. Father Sebastian. There's even Mike Hatcher now. So like she came across in one of the groups, one of the pilot seasons I had, where I was looking for a home for it. You know, I did Baltimore, Maryland Demon House, and I think that's the one she watched, if I'm not mistaken. And it ended up in one of her groups. And she just came out and told me about what they had planned. And I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely do it. I'll sign here. You know, let's start doing our show with you. The new Netflix, The Paranormal, sound intriguing. I was like, there's a lot of streaming networks. The pandemic is going crazy. So everyone's streaming stuff. People are no longer going out to movies or really watching cable anymore. So I knew this was the right spot. Like I said, it was a gamble, but we've been there. We've already, we're already working on season 3. So yeah, it's owned by Natalie Jones. She's an author. She writes books. They have Texas Paracon. They have a bunch of things, man. But it's a great network. You got documentaries, movies, stuff like that, and a lot of people, I guess, have a big opportunity right now to join them. And I was just lucky enough for them to come across me and hit me up, and be an exclusive. So yeah, much love to Paraflix and everyone there. It's basically family, and they're just growing more and more. Like just recently, the news broke out. Now, not only are we on Roku TV, but they're going to be on Apple TV, Chromecast, and Amazon Fire and stuff like that. So,
wow, that is amazing. And just to think, not too long ago, you were a gamer, and now you're in the paranormal world, just growing more and more every day. It's just amazing how that works.
Yeah, I definitely got to say, being a professional gamer definitely gave my background and helped me out with the publicity and the views and all, definitely. So that's where I started. And so Microsoft had me in a good place, and I was known for horror content creating, and I was known as the Friday the 13th guy. So Funhouse was the name when we were gaming, and it was all the horror clown theme. So the theme and the name stuck with us when we came along. That's why my nickname's Fun Uniform. Even in the field, that's still a nickname because that's what people remember me by, And so the gaming's always going to be there. I do miss it sometimes, but I love what I do now.
It's especially funny to watch you and Stacy go at it on these games live on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's definitely not as professional looking or whatever. I just do it on the phone or something like that because I didn't set it up like I used to. Used to have it, with our Streamlabs. We'll have our overlays or layouts where we were working where Ninja was at and Shroud and stuff like that. So, but it's cool. I would like to get back into gaming soon and doing some more stuff like that for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And what's your favorite game to play? I feel like
so horror content was my favorite to stream. It was Friday the 13th. It was any game that had to do with like a serial killer movie or something represent paranormal actually, but like games to play that I actually enjoy, not just doing it for a job, would probably be, Madden, NBA 2K. I never was really big in the COD, but I would play it here and there. I even like the classics, but recently 2K, man, and Madden, even though they've went to garbage a little bit recently.
So,
but yeah, anything that's still horror concept, World War Z, I've been pretty intrigued by that game. So
awesome.
Do you play any story modes like Final Fantasy, Genshin Impact?
I have. I've done stuff like that in streaming. But if my viewers would come in and not see a horror content game, they'd be like, "What's going on with fun today?"
Still, definitely Genshin Impact is a very good game. It's like Final Fantasy and Breath of the Wild. So
okay. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Our cameraman is more into the RPG type games and role playing games and stuff.
I'm pretty into that as well. Same with the horror, like Friday the 13th and Five Nights at Freddy's, all that other type of stuff.
Yep, all right, definitely remember those. Yeah, anything that viewers would want, subscribers would want. I mean, we would have 400 people watching us at a time, and they're all choosing games, wanting to play with you and all. It was crazy. I mean,
have you played Phasmophobia?
No, I didn't play it. I was pretty judgmental over playing it because of watching it and as an actual investigator comparing so it's over dramatic, and I thought they were gonna do it more legit. They had some of the equipment right, but
definitely it's really over dramatized.
Yeah.
All right, so since you're based out of Maryland, can you give us a little insight about some good haunted attractions down there?
Yeah, like haunted attractions or haunted locations or both.
Both.
There's okay, so they
Whatever
have
you
a
got.
lot of haunted attractions down here, but for hauntings itself, I mean, we've done a lot. I've already done over, I think it's going on 70 locations now.
Wow.
So my favorite spots, of course, I was known for Crybaby Bridge. So I would say if you come down here, Governor's Bridge Road in Bowie, Maryland, with the urban legend of the GoatMan. But anything downtown Annapolis, it's all haunted. The Maryland Inn, Calvert House, and Robert Johnson House are 3 hotels connected with a lot of history. Those are my favorite places to go. So if you come down here, you want to stay in a haunted hotel and do some filming, I would go to downtown Annapolis because you're going to have all 3. They're all connected. They all got a story. You know, it's a governor's house.
Awesome.
And yeah, you'd have to definitely check it out in our TV series. Watch the episodes there. We did Haunting at the End. We did Calvert House, but that episode is no longer on Paraflix, but we're probably going to redo it. But you know, there's so many places here. For live streams, we like to do outdoor events, but inside filming for TV, we got to find taverns, hotels, bed and breakfast. That's what's really down here. So that's what we'll do. And then the haunted attraction, they have like Laurel House of Horror. We have our own first movie coming out. That's actually haunted as well. It's not just a haunted attraction. So that's interesting, you know.
Awesome. So 3 motels, 3 people.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I think you guys were live for the Robert Johnson house. I was like wanting to be there with you guys because all the action you were getting with everything in that room. I was like, wow, I want to be there.
We did Robert Johnson house as the episode, and it got corrupted, you know, on an old computer. So we had a trailer out for it and everything, and we had so much more in the actual show, and it sucks. So I'm hoping we can go back and reshoot it. The live was fun, but I know that there's a lot of missing pieces that from what the original episode had. So you'll definitely love it if you film there. A lot of activity. There's a barber there. The fire that took place that was unexplainable. We got a lot of evidence to actually back it up. So I think you guys would love it there. It's mixed emotions though. You get messed with there because a lot of them are traveling through each hotel downtown Annapolis. So sometimes you don't know what you're going to encounter.
Right. Yeah, I actually watch your guys' series those for Crybaby Bridge. Definitely want to go.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah. I definitely want to hit that one.
Everybody's always asking for us to go back or do lives there. We did part 1, part 2, and that's what got our name out there. But I've been there so much that I don't know, you get tired of going back and from all the things I've encountered and experiences, it can be dangerous. But yeah, definitely awesome place. That's what got us where we're at today. So I definitely recommend people going there, especially skeptics. You know, if you're a skeptic out there, you want to hit that. There's a lot of crybaby bridges all around the world, but the Governor's Bridge Road in Bowie with the GoatMan legends, the definite one to go to. So
absolutely. Yes. All right. So you already talked to us. I was gonna say talk to us about how you got your nickname of Fun Uniform, but you already kind of told us a little about
that. Just the gamer tag, man. It's a gamer tag, and that's it stuck with me. Basically, I made jokes like, "Oh, that's my birthday suit" type thing. You know, made jokes about it, but that's where I got the Funhouse idea and name from. I took the fun out of it and turned it into Funhouse. So yeah,
absolutely.
It's just a gamer tag that stuck with me. And since I'm a partner on Facebook, I haven't been able to change my name to Paranormal In The Funhouse. People get confused because they see Paranormal In The Funhouse group, which is just a small group for people, maybe like 3,000 people on it to promote. And then Fun Uniforms, our actual page for updates on our show and all that stuff with a lot more people. So people get confused all the time. I wish I could change it, but it's kind of stuck. So
yeah. Well, sometimes you like today we were in our meeting, we were discussing changing our logo. Well, we've had this logo for the past year and a couple months now, so we're finally coming to the decision to change our logo. So it was a hard decision on my part because I've already promoted the logo so much, but the time came where I'm just like, yeah, I think maybe a new logo would kind of look better, because if you ask me, I'm gonna say my logo is kind of boring. So,
yeah, well,
I want something
everybody's
cool.
got their own style, and then it becomes your trademark. Yeah, I mean, if you want to change it, you think that's what's best, definitely do it.
Absolutely.
We never had we had a theme, we never had a certain logo, or I'd be changing mine all the time. So like when it comes to merchandise and clothing, it's always going to be a certain theme. When I was a gamer, we sold way more merchandise. We had way more opportunities for themes. So it's a little bit harder now. So now we just stick to the theme. It can be difficult, especially if you're like me and you want to keep changing things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've been checking out your work, and it looks like you have released the trailer, a project of Laurel House of Harbor.
Oh yeah,
Horror.
Sorry,
House of Horror. And that's what I wrote too. Horror.
Oh. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous. I just mispronounced it. Okay.
So, ain't no worries.
Yeah. So the Laurel House of Horror, that's down in Maryland, right?
Yeah, it's in Maryland. That's going to be our first documentary that I ever made. So I directed that one. That's where we met Elizabeth, our new medium that's on our team. So basically, it's a haunted attraction. The whole shopping center used to be a sanitarium, but the place itself was a movie theater, and they took out most of it. But they still kept parts of the theater. It was already haunting activity going on before they made it into an attraction. They didn't know why. And then when they made it to attraction, there were some deaths that occurred in there. And then, boom, more activity. Couldn't explain it. They brought one team in. Then they decided to bring us in. And the things that we captured, and I filmed there for entirely 4 to 3 days. Like I said, it's a documentary. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be about a 2-hour documentary movie. And this is going to be different from anything because we picked up evidence that I've never picked up.
Yes, little one.
I've seen. So it's going to be exciting, man. I'm nervous about releasing it, because I haven't done a documentary. So it's going to be like watching an episode that's an investigation, but actually turned a little bit more extended, more of a movie. You got 3 days. You got guest Elizabeth, her first time showing up. Then you get Jesse Stewart, our sponsor, showing up from Missouri. And then, we even had the art director himself there. That's just open-minded about things, even see and it can explain anything we got there. I can say we captured there's 3 pieces of evidence that are so huge that I can't wait for people to see. We were unsure for a while where it was going to be released or what network, but we already talked about it, and it is going to be on Paraflix. There's no set date yet, but originally it was going to go anywhere the owners wanted it. So once that gets released, man, I'm hoping hopefully that maybe get nominated for that or something.
Yes. All right. So Lisa and I, and probably way more team members, have been checking out your footage of your live investigations.
I'm a stalker.
Yeah, she is.
I'm a stalker.
So
we're used to it, man. We love it.
So what can or should we expect in the near future? Like new locations, just touching up on locations you already hit before, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple places that I got to do part 2 for, but season 3, now you got 5 people and we got a medium in this season. And what to expect is in season 3, you're going to see that we're drawing names, and the name drawings, whoever it lands on has to go alone in the most haunted hot spot and do some type of experiment or just go alone, which is funner. So you can't back out of it. We made a pact. So like, you're going to finally see Scooby, Kareem by himself in a lot of locations. We got something coming out for HoloFlix. It's the Halloween era for Paraflix. Like, you're going to see a Pet Cemetery come out. We got episodes that for places we haven't been. A lot of taverns this season, I think. And then a couple part 2s from like going back to season 1 or season 2. But it's just new locations, new equipment, new approach. And then when it comes to live streams, we do those every so often just to give back to fans to watch and view. And since I'm monetized on Facebook, I try to keep up with it. Live events are usually not always big places. It's mainly outdoors. And then the big place is the film for TV. But we got a mayor's watching our TV show right now. A mayor contacted me for season 3.
Wow.
And we're going to Williamsport, Maryland to do almost a whole part of a series for season 3 there too. So you just expect bigger and better things. More dramatizations, more interviews this time. Season 2 was a big improvement from season 1, and season 3 is going to be a bigger improvement production wise too. And I guess expect, when sometime in the middle of the season, the documentary will be released as well. So you're going to get all this stuff thrown at you at once. But yeah, it's well worth
we'll be
it.
Watching.
Looking forward to it. Yeah,
we'll be watching.
And
with that being said, my final question for you is, well, it's not even a question. It's kind of touching up on what we already talked about. We would love to meet up in the near future and do an investigation with you. I think that would be super awesome.
I would love to have you guys, come down here and film with us, or we come down there, even get you on this season. I think there's about 12 or 11 episodes on this season. There's only been about 3 or 4 actually filmed right now, and it's still in production, and we still got a lot more to go. So we would love to do that. We'd like to bring on other shows or other people trying to get their name out there. And Stacy has surgery. She'll be laid up. And what we're doing is in October, we're going to be doing our filming. She's going to miss some of the episodes, but we're also going to have some more podcast events. Now we're doing a podcast series just for content. And we'll be bringing you on there as well. So yes. we got that. And basically just working on a lot more. As she's laid up, it'll give me more time to do editing and figure out those dates when you guys can come. If you stay down here, you can stay at the hotels we stay at with our rates. You guys definitely love being here. Have you guys ever been to Maryland?
We have not. No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay. So yeah, it's always cold. You guys are in Minnesota, right? Or
yeah.
So you guys are used to that. But I mean,
other than always.
Being pricey, not always.
Not always.
Kareem, our cameraman Kareem, Scooby, he's originally from Minnesota, so he told me about it. So never been there myself. I would love to. A lot of people don't realize though funding is pain in the ass.
Very much.
Because
very much.
Even when you're doing a TV show, you're paying for a lot of things, the equipment, the gas, the expenses, sometimes even paying donations for places. Lately, we don't have to pay as much as we used to for places. I'm lucky enough to have that credibility now, but a lot of people don't know how much you really have to spend to get to this point. So it's tough. So once the funding's good and good for you guys, we'll do a collaboration. And if you want to get on this season, we'll definitely do it.
Absolutely. Okie dokie. Well, do you have any questions for us?
Oh man, I'm hoping you guys want to get on our show. That's right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a definite right
there. What do you guys, so with this series you're doing with this podcast, what do you guys plan on doing with this entire series of people you get on here? What's your goal for it?
My goal when I started this, when I first opened this like a year and a month ago, I didn't have enough content coming in. I had an episode probably once every 4 months or something. The funding was zero. The funding was probably like $100 or so not much good stuff with that. And I'm just like, reaching out to other people, and all of a sudden I just get the idea to bring people on, give a little interview, and kind of promote other people on our show.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, promote people on our show. And that honestly, the more people I bring on, the more episodes we have and the more publicity we get.
Yeah.
And
it's
the
definitely
people,
gonna help
yeah,
people.
Exactly. So I've had people like Rochelle Stratton from Ghost Hunters on. I've had all kinds of people on. So I currently have 2 full seasons filmed, posting one every single month. And my intention for this is just to get as many people as possible. I don't care who they are. You got a ghost story? Come on and let's talk about it.
And with the right editing, you guys recording this with the right editing, right production tools, man, and you guys can definitely make a banger out of it, and probably get it put somewhere else, other than putting it out on Facebook and all. And I definitely see you guys doing good things, and I'm hoping we get you on this season so we can start off your actual show really hot, man. Make it hot. So
so our season 1 of the actual show, we've done one like once every 2 or 3 months. Next weekend, big day for Lisa here. She's leading her first investigation at Edinburgh Manor. Awesome. Yep, over at Edinburgh Manor in Iowa. That's going to be a huge one, and we're going to be live. She's going to be live streaming every now and then. I'm going to be hopping on mobile, kind of investigating from home, and we're just going to make this a really big event. This is our Halloween episode, so we're super excited about it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
And so we got 3 more episodes to do for this season. Next season, we're going to be super busy. We're going to have 9 episodes, I believe. We got a private, and then we got like 8 different cemeteries.
It definitely gets busy. I remember when we first started, it was like every other day we stayed, man, to get to where we're at. We had to film every day, no sleep. And it's been a lot more pressure because then we go on to either a radio show or a podcast, or we have work to do the next day, or you're monetized, so you have to do a live event, or you got to go film this show and that show, go without sleep. But so you guys will get there. It'll be hard, but you'll get there, man. You got it.
Yeah,
I definitely see the drive, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys got to offer.
It's just it's a matter of dedication to the team, because there are nights where I stay up all night long planning events and making sure that all the funding is in place for an investigation.
And meeting the right people too. Once you meet the right people, it's about para-unity. It's supposed to be, and once you meet the right people, you'll find the right person, and they'll get you out there, man. I'm telling
you.
So
absolutely.
Like when you guys get on a show, we'll definitely help you out publicity wise, social media. Let people know who Minnesota Spirit Hunters are all about, man. And I want to see you guys in action, actual show. I want to see what it looks like to have an actual episode. I want to see what you guys are made of. That's why I need you to come here.
Well, October 1st, we're going to check into Edinburgh Manor at 8 p.m. I'm going to go live throughout the day. There's an actual room that I will be the only one entering because it's called the Rape Room. There was somebody raped in there, and with me having my 15-year-old daughter, she's not going in there, and the other female teams, we don't feel that they are strong enough yet to go take on something that's a situation.
Yeah.
We have a lot of ground to cover, but a question for you, Brandon, is what advice could you give to me on how do I tackle it? It's huge. It's like 3 floors. I'm nervous to do it because it's like all these episodes I have to do. Is like, what suggestions would you have for me to take on doing a series and episodes while I'm there?
If you're taking it on mostly by yourself, and and you're leading this too, and you said that one room sounds kind of dangerous. I wouldn't do what I would do when I first started. Don't make a rookie mistake. Definitely, like, I know that it gets irritating when you don't get evidence sometimes. Provocation, I would probably suggest not to use as much provocation. And honestly, that really just don't make any rookie mistakes by provoking something you don't want when you're by yourself, because you're vulnerable. But I think you're going to do well. I mean, just go with your gut instinct. You feel something that's going wrong or going bad, back out for a minute, take a break. But man, just be a leader. You can do it. I can see it. The way you talk and all that, and I see you. I see you now. You're taking control. You really don't. I mean, you really don't need a technique. But when you are going in places alone like this, it's rough. It's hard, depending on the story too. What's there? So if it's something dark, I would just lay low off the provocation. Me, I would go in. I like spirit communication, trigger objects, but just go in there with that mentality of leadership. Like, this is my place. I own this place, look at it that way. So just have confidence and just be careful and be on guard. That's really all you can do, once you do this, you're going to be like, every time you go to a place, you're going to start having these game plans and techniques, and you'll get used to it. So I think this would be a big step for you before you walk into bigger places. So this is huge. Are you gonna be in there the whole night by yourself, or you said you're gonna have some other people there?
Oh, we have our whole team coming. Okay. Marcus can't come because he has to work. But a lot of our team members are so brand new.
Just show them, you're in charge. So at the end of the day, man, you know how to investigate. So all you gotta do is tell the rookies in there what they need to do, what they need to watch out for, and it's going to be stressful, but I think it's going to be a big thing for you. It's going to help open doors to other things. It's hard. I have to run the team. I've been running it for 3 seasons now. It's hard, but now it's like nothing. I just go in. They even get used to it. So once your team gets used to it, they know what they got to do, what their job is. But being alone, though, especially in a room called the rape room, I don't know the story behind that one, but
I'm taking, I don't know if you know who he is, David Hartley. He goes on some live streams. He's now I'm gonna forget, clairvoyant.
Okay.
But he said he would stream it with me. Marcus wants to be on there, and then we have a male medium that we're gonna place outside the room if anything, because he knows how to ward off.
So in a way, you'll have backup there. You'll have protection, and just go in there, lead the team, show them what you're made of. Just in the one room, man, try to be careful with provocation. Now, I've used provocation in the past and regretted it, but I still do sometimes if it was attacking or hurting a family. I do. But if you're going to go alone, I would suggest not maybe, doing provocation. That's just my suggestion. And if you feel like you're about to be harmed, you got to let them know that they can't attach themselves to you. And, call upon the archangels, what I like to do. But at the end of the day, just stay open, make sure that you keep an eye out, because that room in particular sounds dangerous. I don't know. What's the story on that?
I don't know what.
So I have information in there, but basically there was this guy, and I think he was a staff at because it used to be an asylum.
So it's an asylum too.
Yeah, it was either an asylum or a crematorium or something like that. This guy was a staff, and there was female patients there, and apparently this guy had raped the female patients, and one of their husbands had found out and murdered this guy, and he's just been carrying it on ever since his death. So really, really, really nervous for your sake in this investigation. I would be nervous for my sake in this investigation. So
I'm excited.
Definitely nervous. But once you knock something out like that on your own, it's like you can basically do anything. I mean, you can go to any location, and if you can get through this without any harm, you get through this fine, then you got bigger and better locations to go to. That means you can do it. You can be a leader, so it sounds like something I would love to do it. My thing would be is I'm drawing names, and whoever's name is picked is stuck in this room. But it's you'll do fine. You're going to be nervous. You get excited at first, and when you get put in that actual situation, you're like, oh shit, what did I get myself into?
Right.
But you got this. So be in charge of whatever. If that entity or if that spirit's there that's negative, be in charge. Make sure they know that right beforehand. Do you have protection too, like holy water and stuff?
Yep. Yeah, we're bringing stuff. We've got good. Holy water that's coming, and then I had ordered from a witch's store. It's called Spirit Guide. That can and then I have oil of protection, because Calissa, she negative entities like to attach to her. So I ended up reaching out to a witch's store to find out how I could protect my daughter. Because we stayed the Palmer House Hotel here in Minnesota is very haunted, and I brought her up there twice, and one of her friend's sisters, who's a witch, Calissa would walk in the room and lights would flicker no matter where she went, because there was something attached to her, so that she had to get cleansed.
It was really bad. It was really bad. Like, I was at camp. It was like, it was a Christian camp. I'll be real honest. It was a Christian camp too. So it was really awkward, because during things, lights would just start flickering. Lights would go out on me.
Wow.
It happened to me a lot.
I understand the attachments, definitely. I bet
lights randomly would turn on. Lights randomly turn off. I feel things off. I just, a lot.
Yeah, you're sensitive to these things too. So how you got attachment, you're super sensitive to it for sure. You can pick up on that. Yeah, I mean, I think over the years, after 70 locations, I got super sensitive to these things. And the more you do, you're going to become sensitive. You're going to find out you got more abilities and gifts that you didn't know. I wouldn't consider myself an empath. Others might, but I consider myself sensitive to things. But so it definitely will happen. And attachments, you can't always prevent them. You can't always prevent them. People say this, protection, all that, but you can still get an attachment. At the end of the day, they're like us. They're going to do what you want to do, right? So if I want to attach myself to you, I'm going to do it.
Because I feel like the one moment I know that I got attached was we actually walked into our room, and this was the first time ever, and I felt something go through me, and my whole body shut down for a second. And this is when everything started happening, and then lights started flickering after that. The basement,
we actually have footage on our website that Cliss and I did at the Palmer House, because lights were like within 20 minutes, crap was happening the whole night. It was crazy.
I love that. That's some poltergeist activity a little bit. They're moving light switches, basically. They're controlling.
Oh, they love lights there. That's the first thing. And we went up there. Marcus was finally able to come up there, and we stayed in room 17, which is Lucy's room, and the lights start flickering and stuff. I said they love the lights up there.
And like
water turning on its own, doors closing on members.
Yep.
Especially in that basement in the Palmer House, I smelled really foul down there.
Oh yeah.
And when we were sitting in the dark, I kept sensing something over in the corner, and I actually saw a dude standing with like a cowboy hat on. It was like a top hat. And it's just very malevolent. The smell
you got is definitely very malevolent. Yeah, of course.
And I couldn't get over that area.
I think we've had a few encounters like that. I think season 1 of Scariest Place, Most Dangerous, Baltimore, Maryland Demon House, and then season 2, I think the most frightful was 1810 Tavern being into, and then so far this season really wasn't anything scary except the documentary that's coming out. But so I had fair share of those moments. But yeah, you definitely got a gift or abilities and it was seeing and feeling things. So
it was definitely very scary, because that was my first time actually putting myself into the paranormal voluntarily instead of being forced into it. Because I'm only 15 and
young, starting young.
Yeah, and I've been dealing with it since I was younger, because lights would flicker on and off. My mom would call out to the things in the house, and
I have a creepy apartment.
You guys got this. You definitely got this, and I definitely feel that. That's why when I started getting to know you guys, I was like, I definitely wouldn't mind helping them out and bringing them on our show. So
yeah, definitely.
We don't just pick anyone. We don't just pick anyone for no reason, and. So we're looking forward to it. Just know when you come work with me, you never know what's going to happen. So
right. Hopefully that because I know with Stacy having surgery and stuff, I guess I'll be going live throughout the night because I probably won't sleep because we're there from 8 p.m. Friday till 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
But definitely I'll go live through the night. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us if you're not busy. Just kind of see us in action a little bit.
October 1st. I'll be in Williamsport. But that I don't know what time that is. Stacy's gonna definitely be watching because she's gonna be laid up. I'll be able
something to do.
I'll be able to either rewatch it or watch it before we do our show. We're filming one of the episode 5 or episode 4, season 3. At a place or location. I don't know if I could speak about it or anything yet, but October 1st. I don't even know the time. I just know Williamsport, and but she'll definitely be watching, and I'll definitely rewatch it because I want to see that in action. I want to see what happens. I'm gonna be asking like what's going on.
I'm bringing all of our equipment. I like the antique boxes are
make
gonna
sure
be
you
done.
stay in charge. You got this. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm bringing a lot of stuff. So
I'm definitely excited for it because it's my first big house place that I've actually I've watched Ghost Adventures since I was 3 because of my mom. And the first episode I remember watching of them was Edinburgh. And I've always just been like attached to it.
That's our biggest influence. Our show is probably the closest thing to that. And it's cool to have Patty Negri as our executive producer, just because she's always on there. So who knows what's going to happen with that. There's a few plans with that, by the way. So
I'm ready to see what unfolds this Friday. I'm ready to see what unfolds this Friday.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm ready to tackle
and then yeah, man. So I got Mr. Shaggy Jason. Bring him on. So he started off our show in mid-second season. His name's Jason Krasanek. Strange name, right? AKA Shaggy.
Oh, it is Jason.
Yeah. So
Yay.
He's here. Secondary cameraman. If you want to bring him on,
take them all. We'll take them all.
Awesome. So all right, Shaggy, you're on up to talk to the Minnesota Spirit Hunters.
5 minutes.
So Brandon, in 5 minutes, we're gonna have to log out and then log back in and send another link, because it just said that we have another 5 minutes.
You can do it now if you want.
Okay.
Just
thank you,
out,
Brandon.
log back in. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on the show, and can't wait to introduce you to Mr. Shaggy.
And thank you for the advice. So it'll be exciting for you to watch and get some pointers after that, if what went right or wrong, whatever. Because I'm a nervous wreck.
If you have any other questions, like what equipment you need to use, or in a moment or before you go there, let me know. I definitely probably can answer it better for you. Right now, it's basically just be on guard and remember to let them know that you're in charge. So
right,
you got this. You're a leader. So be
trying
confident.
to be. For sure.
And all right, Jason, we'll see you in about a few minutes.
In just a couple minutes.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
There's the bird.
All right. Hold on. There you go. All you got to do is pop the headphones on. Perfect.
Jason's always the one who ends up in the messes all the time by himself. All the time. It's hilarious.
Howdy.
How's it going, man?
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
We're just gonna kind of wing it, because we didn't expect to bring on anyone else, so we can just sit and talk and just kind of wing it together.
Okay.
Hello. What you doing? What? We have Marcus's little girl here, Raina. She
Oh. How you doing?
She's the new CEO of the company. So how have you been doing?
I'm doing good. We went up last night and did a live investigation. We got a little bit of good evidence, but it was actually pretty quiet for an investigation, especially on SOS and all that stuff. I was really surprised, but all in all, it was okay. But
well, hello. Yeah. she's just staring
the
at
show stealer. Show stealer.
Hello.
Yep, show stealer.
You want to come over here so your dad can get recording so we can talk to Jason? Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
So how's your life in the paranormal been recently?
Are you recording it?
It has been one crazy experience.
How's it?
I mean, granted, like, my life isn't too far off of what Brandon told you about happened to him. My house was haunted as well. I've had, like he said, with the aliens coming at the foot of my bed. I woke up screaming bloody murder, saw them standing there. And I had my hand grabbed and pulled between. I had my bed up against the wall, and my arm was pulled down between the wall and my mattress. That's
wow.
And I mean, all through my life, I've been through some haunting stuff, and then since I've known Brandon for so long and his family, and just got started in with him, and I was watching him doing the Crybaby Bridge, and told him some of my experiences down there that he didn't know about. And
I kind of figured this one.
I was like, for example, I told him it was actually his first investigation there, and I told him that yeah, on one part of the woods I went in there and I found 3 dead deer.
Wow.
And their guts were gone. It looked like something just took a big huge chunk out of them. There was no blood on the floor, ground, no intestines, nothing around, nothing.
That's crazy.
3 of them. And then Brandon had told his brother about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I went down there one time and saw a deer hanging from the bridge," and I was like,
"Wow,
yeah.
That's crazy."
It's a crazy place, man.
And you have visited the Crybaby Bridge?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like a very popular landmark. I ran into one person last weekend. I told them about it, and they were like, "I've never heard of it." Like, and they're from here. I was like,
"Yeah, wow, that's crazy."
And in the last episode we did there, we were filming, and next thing you know, there's a part 2. And as we were picking up all our equipment and all, I looked down by the edge of the bridge, and there was a bone there that was not there at all that night.
Wow.
And like half an hour before that, we had heard a howl, and caught it on recorder, and Brandon came back the next day and was trying to figure out what it was, and the only thing that came close to it was a Sasquatch.
Really?
Yup. And we heard, after we heard that, we went down to the bridge, and we finished up our investigation. And
wow,
like I said, we were picking up the equipment, and I looked down over the edge of the bridge, and I was like, yo, there's a bone over here.
Yeah. Well,
it was not there during the whole investigation. I went
through,
we did a live investigation to raise a charity for one of Stacy's friends' child, and it wasn't there. And then went through our regular investigation, it wasn't there. And then it was just crazy. It just popped up after we heard that howl.
Just out of nowhere. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then some of the other investigations that we've done that just blown my mind, the things that I've seen.
What's the most insane thing that you've encountered on an investigation?
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Making them think.
Yeah, you are. You really put me on the spot on this one. This is a lot of them. Honestly, okay, my initiation when I first started with them, as in doing the camera, it was Grand Midway Hotel. That one was an awesome place, and just in itself, because it had 32 rooms, and each room was like a old horror movie. You had the vampire room, you had the creature from the Black Lagoon, you had the Wolf Man and stuff like that, and each room was depicted. The vampire room had 2 original coffins that you could sleep in if you wanted to.
What?
Yes.
Did you get it? Did you get in one of those, Jason?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
That's how. That was the only way that we could get Scooby to lay in one. If I said, "All right, Scoob, let's go. I'll lay in this one. You lay in that one."
Oh, geez. That'd be fun to see live, right in person.
It was live.
Oh my goodness.
And then that one was an awesome place, just in general. I mean, the history behind it, the woman owning it, and she was on the second balcony of the hotel, and it was, I'm not mistaken, I think it was 4th of July. Hello. Back in the day, and back in the day, they used the metal pipes to drop the mortars down into, and one of the mortars exploded inside the pipe and sent shrapnel, and it pretty much decapitated her right there on the spot.
Oh,
so she was the one that was the haunting of the place, but there was so much other types of hauntings. And the guy that owns it, he had found out recently that the owners, he invited them out when he first reopened the hotel, and they said, shall we tell them? And they found, the rest of the family said, yeah, we might as well. And they told the owner of the hotel that one of their babies was buried in the basement in the dirt.
Oh, wow.
Because back then, in the late 1700s and 1800s, early 1800s, they didn't have places to, burial plots like we have now. And if you didn't have the money for that type of thing, they would bury them in your house. So that was crazy. But I'll have to honestly say, my personal favorite, and what I really saw, would be 1810 Tavern. And that was in Beaver, Pennsylvania. I literally saw a white ghost apparition, like you saw seeing Ghostbusters, the librarians. You go, just like that, just like her. She was dressed in 1800 clothes. She came, saw right out of my peripheral, and I'm watching them like, am I really seeing this?
Right.
Wow.
And it just all of a sudden just went into smoke and disappeared.
That's crazy.
And then there was another part that we were there, and that was before we were filming. And then while we were filming, Stacy and I were in one of the rooms, and we heard, we were talking to one of the children that had died there. And on the other end of the room that we were in was the office building, and the door was closed to the office, and Stacy and I are asking questions to the kid. All of a sudden we heard this, and then the door handle jiggle, and then all of a sudden the door just went,
whoa,
wow,
by itself.
Wow.
By itself. We both turned, like, what the fuck?
Right.
And caught it on film, and then the film got messed up. I was so distraught. I want to go back. I definitely want to go back there. It is worth the 5.5 hour drive there to do it. I mean, we were like 20 minutes away from Ohio line.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be my favorite out of them all.
Wow. And what was that place called?
It was called 1810 Tavern. It's in Beaver, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it was in. I have to say that. Well, now that would be the first one. My second favorite one would be the Laurel House of Horrors that we're doing. I can't say anything about that one until it's released.
Yep, no, we're good with that. That's no problem.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That place was another crazy one. I was definitely the things that we caught on camera and the voices that we caught on camera I was just like blown away. I mean,
it'll be a good one to watch. I'm waiting on that one for sure.
I'm definitely waiting on this one.
Definitely. It's going to be a good one. It's really, really going to be a good one. If Brandon does it half as good as he does already, it's a lot of people are going to be like, wow. Like, you can't, there's no way to debunk it. There's no way to debunk it.
Yeah.
And there's always, there, like they say, there's always got a skeptic out there somewhere. And I want to see him try.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Right.
The stuff that he was saying, don't go trying to provoke anything. I've seen him do that, and it's like, really,
I don't really like to provoke spirits, especially somewhere where we don't know. you know,
Exactly.
watching other teams and talking to other teams that have been to Edinburgh where we're going. One
really?
team recently had no activity their whole time, and then others are just like, you know, can be dangerous activity, and it's been different for everybody. But with our team and how we're kind of sensitive a lot to spirits, because like if you ever go on an investigation with me and you ask if a spirit like who's in the room, they automatically say my name first. Have no idea why. It's crazy.
Yep. I'm like, and I know the feeling. It's like go in there. Can you tell us what our names are? And then when as soon as it comes out, Jason. I'm like, really? Why me first?
Right.
Stacy. Usually it's Brandon. No, sometimes it come out and say Jason. I'm like,
yeah.
What? What do you want? It's like what's the other place we went to? I'll tell you one thing. The first time I ever seen Brandon scared was at Maryland Inn.
Ooh, we got some juice now. You got scared once? Oh yeah, tell us about
that's
that.
the first time I've ever seen him like, I'm out of here. I'm done.
Oh wow.
Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
That had to have been pretty bad for that.
Oh, trust me, it was bad. I went down there to film opening footage, and in the basement, when you go to the back of the room, it was like a jazz bar. They have all these famous jazz singers and music players up on the wall. And then you get to the back of the wall, there was an opening that was gated off, and it was an underground tunnel that went to the Robert Johnson house. And this is all in Annapolis. And I was doing, Brandon goes, you and Cream go out that you go downstairs and do some footage of all the rooms in the hotel, and Cream, you go outside and do, film some footage for the outside. I went downstairs, not knowing at the time, because this is the first time ever being there. I walked into that room where the tunnel was, and I was, filming, and all of a sudden I shot right down the tunnel, and I'm maybe 4.5, 5 feet away, and something, my hair, everything just stood up and was like, don't go any further, leave. And as I was turning around, I heard this come out of the tunnel, and I was like, yep, I'm out.
You didn't want to go investigate that, Jason,
nope.
And keep going?
No. Oh no, like I said, even talking about the hair on my arms are standing up right now. I was like, I heard that. You can stay there. I'm not saying psst to you either. I'm leaving. And then we were Brandon's trying to get us to team up, either or who went with the other one to do some filming. And I told him straight up, nope, I ain't going downstairs. I already been there, did the open filming. I'm not going downstairs. No. And he was like, look, this is the first time you've ever been scared about anything? I was like, yep, I'm not going down there. And lo and behold, after Kareem and I had finished filming, we were outside, and I looked down in the window, and he was white as a sheet. He was like, just, I'm out. And they just bolted, and they were like, I've never seen him that white.
That was funny.
Sorry, bro.
No, it's all good. So Jason, how did you get into the paranormal, especially coming in as a cameraman? And
honestly, like I said, I was, I watched the first episode of Brandon doing that, and then he had said we did a live investigation at Druid Hill Cemetery on Halloween, and it's supposed to have this Black Aggie statue and somebody else's statue. I can't think of the name of it. Apparently, as the saying goes, somebody was there to sleep there on the tombstone, and the next morning they found him dead.
Oh, geez.
A curse of Black Aggie.
Okay.
And that was the first time I went to one of his investigations, and I mean, knowing that I knew it was there, but I was still kind of skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, okay, this is real. Just seeing spirit bog up, it's on the ground, nobody's nowhere near it, and thing lights up, and then the voices that we called on, the EVP, and I'm like, yep. And then he asked me if I wanted to. I just went to a couple of live things, and he asked me if I wanted to join, and I said yeah. And he's like, like I said, I've known him and his brothers and his family. I even knew Stacy back then. They all used to come to my house, So that's what we just started off since then.
Nice. And sometimes when you are skeptical, you just don't know. And when you start seeing and hearing things and understanding, then you're like, whoa, what the heck? Because I mean, how do you, Jason, handle skeptics if somebody comes to you and says, oh yeah, whatever, that was a bunch of fake stuff that I saw, you guys set this up? Have you ever had anybody come to you with anything like that? And how do you handle that?
To be perfectly honest, this the guy downstairs at the front desk, he's a skeptic, and he wrote all this stuff down about all the scientific facts and stuff about how
Oh my gosh.
certain resonance can make people see things or feel sick, from the tones and high tones and this. I'm like, okay, well, how do you explain visual things that you see? Well, it could be low tones or high tones that make you see things that aren't there, make your eyes vibrate, or I'm like,
kind of taking a scientific medical approach almost.
Exactly. I was like, no, bro.
I'd probably look at him like he was nuts.
I did.
What?
I did. I literally did.
I bet.
And he was discussion with him. I'm like, you are opening one big, huge can of worms right now. You won't want to do. And he had one of our live things with us nations to prove him wrong. So,
that's crazy, man.
Just like I said, there's some of the stuff that I've seen, and he's trying to debunk by scientific stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's scientific stuff around there, and stuff for the equipment that we use or what you're talking about. And we're going, using that stuff, trying to debunk things, but you can't debunk it. I mean, like the K2 last night, we're in a graveyard. There's no electricity around at all, nothing. And this thing was going crazy, spiking into the red as soon as we got there. We didn't even have anything set up. I just grabbed the K2, turned it on, and it was just going crazy everywhere I walked in the graveyard.
Yeah, I was able to see part of your guys' live last night. I had a big internet outage in my neighborhood. So you probably saw me going in and out all the time, like probably going, what the heck is going on? And that's why I put that message out there as, hey, sorry, it's crappy.
Stacy did say something about that. She was like, oh man, so that's okay. I do remember
Yeah,
saying
Lisa
something about
left,
that
come
last
back
night.
in. She left again. Now she's
Oh,
back.
she's back.
Yeah, the internet, we had a big outage in our neighborhood, so it kind of sucked last night.
Gotcha. But yeah, we got to call a few things last night that were pretty cool. But like I said, I can't talk the stuff that I'd like to talk about. I can't talk about because.
Well, we just talk about you and get to know Jason, and like especially with like the viewers and stuff that'll be hearing this. What do you want people to know about you?
I don't know. What do you want to know?
Whatever you want to share. I know a lot of those investigations that you're on, it seems that you are the one to be always left alone. And I sit at home and you guys can't hear me, but I go, God, Jason, if I was there, I'd take your place or I'd join it with you. Why do you think you're always,
thank you.
Why do you think that you're always chosen to be by yourself?
Well, now it's being picked by names.
Yep.
And the last one where you saw the Haven House with the murder weapon, that was it was kind of ironic that the two noobs in the group get picked to do that, have to put stuff.
I saw that episode.
Yeah, Elizabeth got to do the Estes method inside, and I had to go outside and sit for it was supposed to be 15 minutes, but I sat there for 30 minutes with the murder weapon. With the murder weapon.
Yep, with that rifle.
Yep. And I could feel them. I mean, I didn't get anything on any readings, nothing. But I couldn't see the SLS, but I knew that, and we had the laser grid on me. And as I was sitting there, I had my back. I was like, there ain't nobody, no way, anybody, no how, nobody's going to sneak up on me. My butt's going to be up against the back of this shed. And on the left of me was another chair that was up against a fence. And I was, I know that the vocal you couldn't barely hear, but I knew that he was sitting there. I could feel him. That he was sitting there, and that's why I kept trying to talk to him and get him to say stuff. But what I'd never picked up anything on the never picked up anything. I couldn't hear it, no voices, nothing. But I knew he was there. I could feel that he was there.
Yeah.
And he definitely didn't like the gun being there.
Yeah, there's going to be times that you probably just feel that that there's a spirit there, but maybe they just don't want to talk, or they don't have that energy to try to communicate either. But you're just like, man, I know there's something there, different signs that your body does.
Yeah, right. I mean, like I said, Elizabeth said, she gets pains on the right side of her head, and then sometimes on the left side. And I can't remember what she said, she said about that. And I always get it right behind my neck, where my neck and my head get it, connect for some reason. I don't know why. And I get pain right there. And then when I get in the really serious situations, I call it spidey senses because I got bit by a spider twice. So it's like my spidey senses are tingling, bro. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Have you ever been like have any scratches or bruises or anything from entities like what you're describing as like, man, my neck is hurting? Have you ever had someone check to see if that maybe you got scratched or bruised or some type of mark?
No, but I felt like I did, but I didn't say anything. And when I got home, and then I looked at my back, I was like, oh wow. And there was no way I could verify it to them because they were home and I was at my house, and I was like, I did get scratched. It was the first. I was like, wow, and it was some nice marks on there. I was like, and I felt it, and I didn't really. I felt it, but I didn't feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I saw the marks, I was like, holy crap! But not very often though.
Okay.
That was, but I guess I keep my distance.
At least you try to until they start saying, Jason, come here, you know, they want to talk, you know.
Especially when you ask them like last night, Stacy asked us that exact question while we were in the graveyard. And first it said her name, then my name, and then Brandon's name, in that order. It was excuse me, it was really crazy. It was first a woman's voice, then a male's voice, and then it went back to a woman's voice. And I just thought, like, people was like, how do you debunk it? How can you debunk something that you're hearing right now that it's nobody around that's going to be, that's, you know, speaking into a walkie-talkie of some people think, and it's going on to there, and it's just we're hearing what they're saying. It's not. It's what he was trying to say earlier, and I was like, no, dude, it's you have to be here to see it. And my nephew, he won't even go to one. His wife won't even watch the show because she was like, no, that stuff freaks me out. I was like, well, I guess asking you to come to one is enough.
Right. Come with us and we'll show you.
That's not going to happen. I can see that now.
Yeah, definitely. So I know, Jason, there were some tough things that occurred a while back, some negative things that were stated. How were you able to keep your composure without lashing back at the people that were judging you?
What about my homosexuality?
I was pissed. I was so angry about that, and my daughter was like that too, my 15-year-old, and we were just like, how did you keep your composure with all that, hearing all that stuff?
You know, they're the assholes. They're just straight assholes. I don't care. I mean, I am who I am. I don't judge you. I don't know. That person could be a daggone crackhead, and I'm not going to judge them. You know, I honestly, I mean, I never had to say come out or anything like that because my nieces and nephews always told everybody that what I was. I was like, really? Can I have one person that I could tell?
Right. Right.
And I was like, you know, fine. You know, I'm just going to, hey, this is live. This is over the world. Now everybody knows. I don't care. But
and I'm sure it was hard, you know, a hard thing for you to do because the way the society is nowadays. You know, people are so judgmental.
It's a heck of a lot better than it was back in the 80s when you know, you could get killed for being
right.
You know, and nowadays and age, a lot of people are more, you know, taking it, you know, better, I guess the word is. But yeah, I mean, I just get a look at them and it's like, whatever, dude, that's your opinion. You know, your opinion means nothing to me. You know, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't care. You know, I don't have to be friends with you. You don't have to be friends with me. You know, and if you did, you know, Brandon, like I said, Brandon and Stacy, they've known all along. Cream didn't know. He was like, hey, man, I don't care. So
right. And it shouldn't. You're a human being, you're a person, and you are who you are. And
Exactly. I mean,
We would,
I didn't pick it to be. I didn't say one day it's like, you know what, I choose to be this way. No, it's
Right.
not that way. You were born that way, one
Mhm.
way or the other. I knew when I was 6, 7, I knew that I was different.
Just cranky.
So yeah, and going through not being able to say anything back in that day, or talk to anybody about it because we ridiculed or beat up or, like I said, killed.
See if you can calm her down. It's something colder here. We have a little one that's kind of getting upset here. Marcus will join us back in just a moment here.
Okay.
It's that time of night where she gets a little crabby.
Cranky.
She was born in July 17th. So she's just a little one.
Yeah, so. I saw you.
Yeah. she's dad's got the attention of the world right now. So she likes to, sit with dad. So we'll probably see her in a little bit.
Not a problem.
So do you have any questions like for us that I can answer?
So what is this? What you mentioned a place that you're going to. What is it? What is it called
Edenburg.
Again?
It's Edenburg Manor in Iowa.
It's a home, or
it used to be. We just had our meeting today. We have a whole thick book on it. It used to be like a poor farm, I believe.
A what farm?
Like one of those poor farms before it became an asylum.
A poor farm.
Yeah, it was back in I think the 1900s. I'm trying to see where Marcus's notes are on this. It's actually got a so Edenburg, so it used to back in June of 1840, let's see, the land located at section 36, you don't need in township, you don't need to know that. It used to be called the Poor Farm. So it housed the poor, the incurably insane, and the disabled. Tenants were given shelter and food for their labor. They would farm agriculture and livestock. The Poor Farm was in operation from 1850 to 1910. But then they ended up closing down and it was demolished, and then the Edenburg Manor was created and built back in, I don't even think we have a year on it. The Edenburg Manor has been constructed from 1910 to 1911. So they house the incurably insane, the poor, and the elderly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we actually, and so that was in operation until November of 2010. There are still things like original documents still at the manor. And then some of the history and stuff that I was looking at, there's like bodies buried there on the property, but they're not marked because I don't think anybody knows or something, or it's like their assumption. But yeah,
not marked. You said they're not
there
marked?
is a cemetery in that area, but they say that there's some bodies like in that area. So I was like, what? And I was like, that's crazy. How would you not know? But I actually found a patient list, a PDF file that showed the people, they had them categorized as insane women, insane men. I mean, they had it all broken down, like they were here from this time to this time, or they discharged, or they came back. There's actually a little girl spirit that's there. Let me see quick, because she's known to so there's a young spirit there. Her name is Susie. And the history on her is like she was just dropped off there and left. So it's like parents just dropped her off at an insane asylum and left her there.
That's crazy. That is really crazy.
So you can hear, so they say the claims that they can do is like you can hear her like laughing and in the hallway or playing with toys. So we're bringing up some stuff for that room. But yeah, it has some really tough, really back history because of that place. So we're just kind of excited about it. Nervous because it's big and trying to get out all the coverage that we need done, but
right.
But we'll be able to get it done. What? I'm a show stealer?
No. No, Brandon just like walks in the frame and walks out. Like, no.
He just wanted to come back on and say hi.
He didn't even do
that. He's doing his treatment.
Oh.
But yeah.
So we'll be going live through that. I'll be going live through that on October 1st. So if you guys see that live, you can jump on. So we'll kind of go live throughout that whole session through the night. So
cool. Thank you.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see that one. I'm enjoying up on that because like I said, we did one. Well, I was not there for that one. We did the women's institution, and it was actually a lady there that had died there. That was their parents were on the way to get her, and she died before they got there. And
oh wow.
They had done it, and that was what I think that was the first time that Kareem had to be put by himself. The women's institution.
Oh, female institute.
Yeah. That was the first time that Kareem had to go by himself.
Right.
You know, I can't really think of any. I've had a brain fart. I've been thinking this whole time, and I just can't think of anything to ask. So
Lisa just took it over.
That's all right. I had part 1, you have part 2. Well, just basically big thank you to you as well for all the support. I know every live that we went in, you popped in and said hello and gave some tips, and big thank you for that. And just the support is phenomenal.
My pleasure,
just
man.
Appreciate it. So so we'll continue to share your stuff, and I know you guys returned a favor for us, so just appreciative of all of the love and support from y'all's end.
Yeah, let's get y'all to come down here and do some investigations with us. That'd be
awesome. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Show you the Crybaby Bridge.
Yes. Really want to go to
definitely want to go there for sure.
For some reason I knew she was going to come in and say, oh yeah, I want to go there.
That episode that Stacy was having, like when she got like those headaches or whatever, where she had to go back in the car. That's when I was like, yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh, it's a crazy place. It is really, really crazy place. I mean, honestly, I know he wouldn't go for it, but I really like to do like a Halloween thing there on Halloween.
I got a question.
Just for the
that reason. Can we wrap this up? I'm not trying to be an ass.
Kendra's trying to be a pain in the butt. Now she's got a little one trying to get put down to bed. So
gotcha. Not a problem.
Well, we really appreciate you guys joining, and hopefully we could bring you guys back on in the future. It was
definitely
really fun talking to both of you.
Bring
on
Stacy and the other
bring on some more team members of y'all. So
definitely.
All right. Well, if you don't have any more questions for us, and if you can't think of anything else,
I got a brain fart just like you do.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. And thanks, Brandon, for joining us and all of the viewers. And I have links to all of their socials and Paraflix show and everything in the description of this. You can click on all those and watch it. And thanks again for supporting us to no end. So
I like to say, be who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are.
Yes.
That is true. Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Not a problem.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and hopefully talk to you soon.
Definitely. Love you guys.
Love you guys
have
too.
a good night.
Right back. All right. Have a good night.
Peace.
Okay, so last night with Brandon, we were talking about his experience with the I think it's called the House of Horror or the House of Terror or something.
Oh, the Laurel House.
Laurel House of Horror. Yeah.
I think that's what. No, his childhood home.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So I want to get your insight on how you feel about that place.
I've the stories that I've heard from him and his brother about it are absolutely insane and incredible. And I've never been there. I was never there. I don't know much about the inside of it or how it went down. But from what I was told, not only by him, but by his family members as well, I now know why he's so intrigued by it. Like by the paranormal and by the, like I said, the afterlife and everything like that. Because if I went through what he went through and his other family members had went through in that house, I don't even know what I would do. Like, I don't even know how I would be. Like, it would just that would mold me. And that's why I think with him, it molded him into wanting to do this. Like, I think that's why he's so intrigued by it.
And all of this was happening in the home that he lived in. That's absolutely crazy if you ask me.
Insane. And like, it's crazy because, like I said, I've not only heard it from him, I heard it from his siblings, I've heard it from his parents, I've heard it from other family members that were there, like, and they're all the same stories. And I mean, these are people that are not just gonna make this stuff up.
Right.
Like, and it's just, and we've drove by, I've seen the outside of it, and it looks like something that you would see in a horror movie.
Wow.
Like, that's the only way I could describe it. The way that it looks is creepy.
You guys got
just going inside.
You guys got a picture of this place?
I don't know if he does. He might somewhere. If not, we can always drive by and take one.
Just to show I would love to see what it looks like. It
is that creepy. It reminds me of like a smaller version of like almost like an Addams Family creepy type vibe to it. It's very creepy. It's very like, okay, I don't know if I would not, let alone live here. I don't even know if I would step foot in this place.
Right.
Like, it's pretty.
I was just going to ask that and say, what happens if Brandon is able to figure out how to get into that home to investigate, Stacey?
I do believe he would. I don't know if I could.
What would you go with though?
I would go, but I don't know how long I could go in there. I'm going to be honest with you. That's one of those places where I'm like, no, don't think so. Him for sure. I could see him doing it just because he would want to go back there and just to see if anything, now that he's older, if it's the same things going on or what have you, because nobody's lived in that house. That's what's really strange. Yeah. It's not like it's been inhabited. That's the crazy thing. So there's something definitely off about that. If you don't have anybody living there that they don't want to live there, like there's a reason. So yeah, I definitely think he would for sure go 100%.
I know you said nobody lives there. Is it abandoned or?
I mean, to be quite honest with you, the way it looks, yes, I would say so. But you could definitely tell people have not lived there in a very long time. Even after him, I don't even know if anybody's been in there since his family's been in there.
Wow.
It's that over, like the grass is overgrown, it's overlapping, like you could just tell it's very, very neglected.
Yeah, because he was saying that he was looking up history on the house, and the only thing that comes up is his family.
His family. Yeah, his family is the last people that we see on there. There's nothing else. So I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't know per se, but I can almost guarantee you his family was the last family to live in that home.
And
it's 15 years at least.
Jeez.
15 plus.
You would think they would try to do something with that house by now.
I think they probably did because it's that creepy that they can't.
They should open
They
should open up a little museum or something.
I know.
Cool. That'd be cool.
It kind of reminds me of like, it would be one of those places. Like it's just one of those places where you would see in like a horror film. Is
it in a neighborhood? Like
it's in a neighborhood. It's in like a neighborhood with townhomes. Like it's crazy. And it's like, it's not anywhere where I would ever think that it would be. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I found information on it.
Oh, you did?
It says it was last sold 2005 when we last lived.
Yeah, the last time he just said he just looked it up and it was last sold in 2005, and that's when they had.
Wow.
So that tells you exactly how insane it is there. Because like I said, I saw the outside of it and I was like, that's iffy. Like I don't know about going in there.
Right.
Wow.
Let alone living in there. So yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we mentioned the Laurel House of Horror before we talked about that house, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Oh, I think this is gonna be one of our best. Like, we had so many cool things happen, like within that. Like, that's not even gonna be an episode, that's gonna be a documentary. Like, we
Yes.
have so much with it, like it's amazing. The fact that you can go into a haunted attraction and it actually be haunted is like,
Yeah.
it's mind-blowing. Like, I think that's so cool. And
Absolutely.
like, and we, like I said, without giving too much away, like, we definitely confirm that there is definitely a lot there, like a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had an amazing time doing it. Like, we had so much fun, like just going in there and being able to see the place and seeing what they did to literally an old movie theater. They turned an old movie theater into an amazing haunted attraction. And it
Yeah.
actually is haunted.
That's
So I thought that
amazing.
was pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we had a good time filming that. That was one of my favorites to film, I think. Like, we had a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah. So when I'm changing it up a little bit. When we were talking to Jason last night, he was talking about, I don't know if it was the first time you guys went to the Crybaby Bridge,
Mhm.
but he was talking about you guys were doing an investigation and he heard some kind of howl, and and then when you guys went back or whatever, there was a bone or something, and
Mhm.
the only thing leading to that howl was a Sasquatch or a
Mhm.
Bigfoot or something.
Mhm. Yep.
What are your thoughts? Do you think it was a
I
Bigfoot or?
I believe that there is something in that area of that bridge, those woods, that was definitely non-human. And I definitely think that, my personal opinion, I don't think it's the GoatMan. I
Yeah.
think that something has been conjured up there over the years because of the things that we found, like in the back of the woods, like the satanic, like, I think they've done like satanic worshiping and stuff there over the years. And I think they've conjured up something there that definitely is like non-human and does not like anyone.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I've had so many crazy experiences there myself, like personal experiences. Like, I've been affected there several times. I mean, and it took on a whole new meaning. I was literally choked to where I had marks around my neck, couldn't breathe, was sick. Like, it affected me very, very, very negatively. It does not like women. I will tell you 100%, it does not like women. Any woman that goes there, they will be affected no matter what. It doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, how we talked about going in with a positive attitude or a negative attitude. That's what you're gonna get. This place, it's just evil. There is so much evil there. Like, it's like, and I said, I think it's half goat, half man. And I think it's something that has been conjured up over the years with the people that are going there and doing the satanic worshiping and not knowing what they're doing, and just thinking that it's like a fun little game to go to the local bridge. And it's not nice. It's not a nice place.
Yeah.
People are like, I want to go there, and I'm like, but you really don't.
Yeah.
You might want to go there.
No,
I
I
wanna
saw
go
that.
there.
I watched that
was like,
episode.
I was like, I don't know.
How did you after all that, because I did watch that episode, and how did you recover from that? How did you decompress from that tough situation that you had those negative entities after you?
Major cleansing, like cleansing of myself, of everything I had, like prayers. I mean, we did the whole 9 yards, the holy water, the prayers, the cleansing. Like, it was deep. Like that, like I said, that is like one of the places that affected me the most negative since I've been doing this. Like, I was like, oh, this is like, I have to take a step back, because I was like, I actually questioned myself after that. Like, do I want to keep doing this? Like, do I,
Sure.
because but then the more I thought about it and had conversations with people, and they were like, that's what it wants you to do. It wants you to stop. So don't
Yeah.
let it,
Yeah.
don't let it put you in that mind state where you can't do, you can't keep doing what you like to do. That's what it wants. So I mean, like I said, I took a step back and I, like I said, a lot of cleansing, a lot of prayers, and yeah, that's about it. But I like to do like, we should do it every time. And I will tell people to do it every time. Definitely cleanse and definitely prayers, like major prayers, like before and after. Sometimes we will forget. I will not lie to you. Sometimes we do. And like, we notice when we don't do it. Like we can see, certain things happen, like negative things that, not major negative things, but just little things where you're like, oh, well, this is probably happening because, I didn't say my prayer and cleanse, properly. But yeah, that's like one thing I'll tell people like all the time when they ask me about, and I'm like, yep, cleanse, 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 cleanse. You can't cleanse enough. Like just keep cleansing. If you think you're done, do it again.
Right. Wow. That's in your opinion, the you said it was the most negative place that you have been since you've been doing this.
You'd have to watch that episode, Marcus. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense because she goes back to her car to sit down, and yeah, it was intense.
It took me away from that place. Like it scared me to the point of where I was like, I have to get out of this area because it is physically hurting me. Not just mentally, not just me seeing things, but when it's physically attacking and hurting you, your best thing is to just walk away completely. Because if you stay there, the more you stay there and the more you're negatively affected, it's gonna keep going and going and going and going. So yeah, like I tell people, like just walk away. Like that's the best thing you can do is just decompress and walk away from the whole situation, because it was so intense for me that I was like in tears because I've never experienced that before. That was my first time really experiencing anything like that. And when I say it took over me, it took over my entire body. Like I felt it from my hair to my feet. And I was like, oh, this is too much. This is way too much. So yeah,
that's a lot of energy after you there.
Absolutely.
It's pretty intense just watching it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. It definitely is. It was definitely one of my more like negative, we've gone to a lot of places and done a lot of things, but that's one place that I will tell you that I'm like, nope. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Are you ever hesitant to go back there?
We've gone back there several times, and believe it or not, that is the only time that it took me into that place, that dark place. That is the only time like I said, we've gone back several times, and I mean, it's not a positive place by any means. Like there's no positivity about that place.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as the first time when it affected me. Like I was like, okay, this is okay. I can deal with this, but the first time I think it really hit me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right as we hang up here, I'm watching this episode.
Okay. Definitely check it out.
It's a really good episode. It's just that you'll feel, when I was watching it, I could feel the intenseness just by watching it.
Yeah.
And you can just feel it.
Believe it or not, I can't watch it. I've tried several times to watch it myself, and I'm like, I can't. Like I'll get to it and I'll be like, I can't watch it. Because I feel like if I rewatch it, like I'm reliving exactly what I felt when it was going on. And I was like, I can't do this. So yeah, that's how much it affected me.
As you're talking about it, I'm just getting a pounding headache. This is crazy.
It's that intense. When I tell you it's intense, it's intense. It is.
But that's that episode though, Stacy, that made me go, I want to go there because it was that intense.
Right.
But I just want to go there to experience. I don't want to experience what you went through either, but because
you want to experience it just
but I
want
to go there and see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've seen episodes of people, and they've gone places, and I'm like, I want to go there and experience what they're experiencing, or at least experience that place. Like, and then I go back and I'm like, well, would they want to experience what I experienced, or so I question myself, but that's awesome. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't deter anyone from doing anything. Like it's everybody to each their own. Like I said, I've gone back several times and I wasn't affected like that, like I was the first time. And that doesn't mean if you go or whomever goes that they're going to be affected in that way. Everybody is different. So you can't base it off of like my experience. So yeah. And that's with any
Yeah.
place.
Wow. So out of all of the places that you've been, are there any other places like what's the place that you would absolutely love to go investigate out of the
Hands
whole US?
hands down, and believe it or not, this is going to be the funniest answer because I've been asked this a lot and I tell them the same answer and they're like, really? Virginia City, Nevada. I want to go there so badly because there's so many different places there that I'm just so intrigued by. People are like, really? You don't want to go to the catacombs? You don't want to go out of the country? And I'm like, nope. I'm like, just take me to Virginia City, Nevada. That's exactly where I want to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so intrigued by that place. For some reason, I don't know why, but something about those places there is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm so intrigued by it. Yeah, that's where I really want to go.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sometimes when you have that high intense of wanting to go somewhere, it's like it feels like it's calling you. Like, hello, are you gonna
Every
come? I
time.
want to talk to you. Come here.
Yes,
Yes.
that's definitely that's my like number. That's where I really want to go. And like I'm so intrigued. I can't explain to you why I'm so intrigued by that place, but it's just something about it that I'm like, I gotta go. Eventually I'm gonna go.
Well,
Go.
honestly, in that, with that being said, I've had that feeling before, and there's a place like even before we've went into a cemetery, down in Minneapolis or whatever, and there was one specific part of the cemetery that I kept getting drawn to. No matter where in the cemetery we were, my eyes immediately shot to that place. Or if we're walking around the cemetery, you can believe that we ended up in the spot that I kept getting drawn to. And I'm like, what is it about this spot?
Yep. I've had that happen to me. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what it is. And turns out in the spot that there was a tombstone there with a big black, it was a tombstone, but it looked like a big black crystal ball. And that tombstone right there, when I went and touched that tombstone, it's just like a instant relief came off of me, and I don't know what it was.
It was something there wanted you to be in that spot and see that and witness that for yourself. Like it attracted, like you were attracted to it, like it was bringing you in. Like that's what I say about Virginia City, Nevada. I'm like, something about it just is bringing me in, and I just need to check that place out. Yeah,
right.
I understand completely. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Lisa, what questions do you have?
Some of them were already getting answered, but so Stacy, so you recently here were on the Wizards Tables podcast, and you were deemed Paranormal Mom on that, because I remember that. How did you? I mean, I could kind of tell by your reaction, but Marcus obviously didn't see that. How are you feeling about that? Do people come forward, and is that what they kind of call you now? When you talk to other people?
It's so funny that you say, because I don't even like, it's just hilarious that he came up with that nickname for me. I think it's awesome. I think it's funny. Like I do have a couple of people that'll literally call me that, and it still throws me off. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't know how to react to this. Like I do. I like it. I think it's awesome. But at the same time, I'm like I'm just like that's how they look at me, because they're like, they call me the mom of all trades. Like I have that like mom attitude. Like I have all these boys that I got to deal with, so I got to put them all in line. And yeah, that's
damn it, Brandon.
Exactly. The whole team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Do you have any questions for us?
No, like do you I'm gonna go with like out of all the places, like you asked me, where is your number one place that you'd like to go? Like where would you just hands down want to go to investigate?
Edinburgh Manor. No. Out of all of the places, I grew up down in Nashville, Tennessee, and I
have family from there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So when I lived down there, I knew nothing. I was having experiences because I could say I had a really spooky experience. My family was staying in a motel for a couple weeks for something or whatever, and the laundry the laundry room was on the very top floor. There's 3 floors to this motel. The first floor, the second floor, and the laundry room's upstairs. 2 people had gotten killed upstairs. One in the room directly next to the laundry room, and then one all the way at the end of the 3rd floor. So when you go up in the laundry room, there's the door right here, and then the laundry room's right beside the door. My brother, he's like, God, he's like 12 now. He was like 4 at the time. And we go up there, it's completely dark. It's abandoned on the top floor. Nobody lives up there because of the murders and everything, you know, completely dark. My brother goes around knocking on the doors, and he knows no better, you know, and he runs down this dark hallway. We have to call a staff member up there to find him and everything. And then I'm standing in the laundry room looking, you know, out there because I know something's going on. All of a sudden, there's a little glass window in the stairway door, and I look right there, and there's a person in a prison outfit just staring in that door, looking at me. You know, and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe he's staying here. And then I look at my mom real quick, and then I look right back. He's gone. I open the door. He's not even there. Nowhere to be seen. I asked the people downstairs if they seen anybody in an orange jumpsuit, and they said no, they saw nobody. It was absolutely crazy. This motel is abandoned now. Nobody lives there. Nobody stays there. It's more or less used for homeless people who sneak in and sleep there for the night. But that's not the place that I would absolutely love to go. Right in the next town from Nashville, where I lived, there's a town called Two Rivers. And in Two Rivers, there's a mansion called Two Rivers Mansion. Well, you can instantly sense and feel something when you drive by. And granted, you're driving on a back road. It's sitting off of a back road. And so you're driving down the back road, and this mansion is way, 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 way back on its own dirt road, you know. So me and my family got the urge to just drive up there, look at it, drive around, whatever. And so my grandma puts the car in park, and she gets out, and in my head I'm like, you know, it's crazy. I don't like this ghost stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know about it. This is way back in the day.
Right.
And she goes up and she looks in the windows of the mansion and everything. She said there's creepy paintings in there, and just you can feel the energy when you go up even to the mansion. You can feel something once you're driving up the driveway, and that right there is just
the history alone there is probably insane.
Yeah. And
like the history that's inside of there. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look that place up and type up a document or something and put it on our Facebook page, because that place right there is the #1 spot that I want to go investigate.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds awesome. Like that sounds amazing. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. And see, my headache just got worse as I was telling you about it. That place is crazy.
Oh, it sounds it. That sounds pretty cool though. I'd like to go there myself.
If you guys want to know more about it, just look up Two Rivers Mansion in Tennessee, and it'll bring it right up. So
for sure. And I can also ask my family too. Yeah. I'm sure they probably know all about it.
Probably, but I don't know if it's in Two Rivers, Tennessee. I don't think that's a town. I don't remember. But if you type in Two Rivers Mansion, it'll come up. So
I'll have to check that out for sure. I like doing my research anyway, like my history.
I was gonna say you can sit back and do a lot of research for a while, and everybody can like come and cater to you. So just kick them in their rear end about that. Give me this, give me that. I'm not moving anywhere.
That's right.
Take advantage. So
what about you? What about you, Lisa? Where's your #1 place?
I have no idea. I mean, everyone wants to go to the Conjuring House. I do too, but now it's being sold, and we don't know what's going to happen to that.
Did you see the amount of money they want?
Yeah, 1.2 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, if we all get together and put our money together, maybe we can afford it.
Right, exactly. I see a lot of those people that are posting stuff like that too. I mean, I don't know. I'm more intrigued. I think when I watch other teams, I just want to go with them at one of their most active places that they've ever experienced.
Right.
Because I just think, get down. Sorry, I got a black cat. She's trying to get out the door.
Not to,
It's like, I'm leaving, Mom.
not to interrupt you, Lisa, or at all, but Kendra here had looked up Two Rivers Mansion and she found a picture of it. And I want to show you guys what it looks like if you can kind of see it.
You'll have to pull back a little bit because it's bright. Yeah, right there.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
And looking
Oh,
at
That's
that,
actually
old.
that's creepy looking. Just
That
That is
from the
creepy
picture.
looking.
just looking at this picture just brings back that memory of driving up that creepy driveway, and that's crazy.
Mhm.
That's
That looks
crazy.
amazing. That would be so
Oh,
cool, I think.
Here's a night view of it.
Oh, even creepier. Oh, that's very
Wow.
creepy, but very cool. Like, I'm intrigued by that.
That'd
Like,
be
that's
fun to
yeah,
go.
that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be
You know
really
what?
fun to go in.
I'm honest. I'm gonna look into this and probably try to go down there because this place is creepy. Here's the
Well,
inside of it.
you let me know if you're able to do that, and then we will figure out a way to get down there because
Heck yeah.
I'm very intrigued
That'd
by
be
that.
fun to go.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
as
yeah,
a big
that
old
would be-
group. Yeah.
That would probably be a like 2-hour long episode because
Oh,
this
that would be
place is,
amazing.
here's the driveway. Here you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Look how long that is.
Oh my
that long dirt
goodness.
road.
Yeah, that is
Oh, that'd be
long.
super creepy at nighttime
So
too.
just driving,
Right?
yeah. And get this, we were driving down the driveway in the middle of dusk. So it was still dark. It was light but dark out, and
Right.
it was just a creepy vibe all the way down.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I could
Crazy.
definitely see that.
Yeah, it's just
That's
crazy.
awesome. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna do some
Yeah.
research and check that place out because that looks awesome.
One day I'm gonna message our team and say, all right, guys, we're going to Tennessee.
That sounds good to me. Invite me. I'm going.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm along. I'm along for
Absolutely.
the ride.
Yes. All right.
Sounds good.
You got any more questions for us?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you guys
Lisa,
are
you got
awesome.
any more
though.
questions?
Not that I can think of offhand right now.
I kind of
Probably
hit
when I say bye.
I kind of hit a couple of your questions, and I'm just going with the fly tonight.
Well, you actually did. It's like I was thinking of something, and then you're saying it, and I was like, "Stop it!
You told me just go
Stop
with the
reading my
fly.
mind."
You told.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
look at that! Somebody took
Yeah.
a picture while in their car.
That place looks awesome, dude. That looks amazing.
I really wanna go.
That's cool.
I
That's
really
very
want to go.
cool.
Now that I'm into the paranormal and I know what's going on and I know what I'm doing and I know how
Exactly.
to handle this,
Yep.
I want to
You know
go.
what you're doing, Marcus?
We don't
Shut up.
ever. None of us
Shut
know
up.
what we're doing. No, absolutely
Shut up,
not. We
Lisa.
don't know. We don't know. It's okay. It's okay.
Exactly.
I
Marcus.
don't either. I don't know half the time. You know, learning
Right.
new equipment every time I order equipment, I gotta figure out how it works. You know.
I like it when I'm like filming and I'll know what the equipment is and I'll say a complete opposite different name and I'm like crap. Like they're not gonna think I know what I'm talking about over here. But
Right.
yeah, yep.
All right,
time.
guys. Well, Stacy, thank you very much for coming on with us. We had a blast.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it,
Absolutely.
guys.
You
You guys
guys
are
are welcome
awesome.
back anytime. You guys are welcome
Oh,
to do an
sure. And then
episode
you
with us
guys
whenever.
are gonna come on the podcast as well for Brandon. That's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
We're
can't wait
looking
to have
forward
you
to it.
guys.
Looking
Yeah.
I'll
forward
have to
to
set
it
up
big time.
Annabella during that because this K2 still hasn't stopped going off.
It just wants to see Brandon, that's all.
Like
I
for
know
real.
what she's
Like,
doing. That is insane.
Wow.
Oh no. No dolls.
Wow.
No.
Calissa actually, she has to blame herself. So Calissa, she was at a friend's house out of town. She sends me pictures of this doll from an antique store. And she goes, "Mom, check out this doll." And I go, "Oh, I want that."
She
And
came from an
so-
antique store?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much there. Just
It
by
is
saying
a
that, there is
19
so much there.
Think it's like a 1987 doll or something like that. I have the box in my
I
room, my
guarantee you
closet.
there's so much history with that doll. Like you don't, I can guarantee.
Oh,
it.
it's well, the other picture said, "Well, take pictures of the other dolls." So she did. And I'm looking at them and I said, Nah, I said I want that one.
I want that doll.
So now ever since, and the funniest thing is I asked her to find out like how old the doll was. It's 7 years old. She's 7. But with Calissa, when she was at her friend's house, I said, did you ever look at that doll to find out exactly the age and stuff? And she goes, no, it's in the car. And I said, it's in the car. She goes, I'm going around that thing. It stays in the car.
She sounds like me. That's what I would say.
Her because she's like, Mom, I don't know why you like creepy dolls. And I go, you are the one who sent me pictures. So
that's how I was with Lucy, like the episode of Lucy the doll in Pennsylvania. Brandon was like, oh, I wish we could just take her. I'm like, no, she is not coming anywhere near us. We are not taking her with us. We are not doing that. No, this is not Zach Megan's. We are not having a museum of creepy things. No.
Never know.
How cool would that,
we'll start seeing you guys having that little
haunted. He wants that. He 100% wants that. He's like, I will one day have a museum of all the stuff I've gone to. And I'm like, no, you will not in my home. Like, you have your own museum miles and miles down the road. That's fine. Nothing is coming in here.
Just to have a house with a shed, and the shed is where all the haunted stuff is.
Correct. It is not coming in my house.
I've been talking about doing a prop room, basically taking a piece of equipment or something that we used on an investigation, just putting it in a prop room. That would be super cool. Not doing it here.
No.
Nope.
No. I bring nothing in. Nope. I'm like, nope. I don't care if it's a rock you found where we're investigating. It is not coming in here. Nope. Not happening.
Right.
We already have negatives. We don't need more negatives.
Lined up.
He will. That will be Brandon. I will guarantee you right now. So this, like, I will on this date right here, 5 years from now, he will have a museum full of crap that he's found. Or
hey, I would visit that museum.
You go right ahead.
Right.
We won't even charge you.
Okay. I'll hold you to that. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining us, Stacy. Thanks for getting on with us, Lisa. Yes,
yeah, you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Have me back anytime, and I look forward to talking with you guys.
Absolutely.
Now, the next time we're gonna come and visit you guys in person.
Sounds good.
That's our goal.
I'll take you to Crybaby Bridge, Lisa. I'll take you to Crybaby Bridge.
I'm gonna save up the money and I'm coming. Like I told Marcus, if I disappear, I'm gonna go from the airport going bye. I'll just have a big sign. We're leaving.
See you later. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And we will talk to you next time.
Awesome. Sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.